So here we're going to add a node to an existing scenario. This is for if you're interested in sort of modifying the scenarios to match a particular mission that you're interested in investigating. As I said, there's a little bit of there's some infrastructure in scripts and the directory structure sort of that I built into the scenarios to make it easier for to start up Ion automatically when the scenario starts up. And we'll go through sort of the easy way to add a node to a scenario, which is to simply start with a scenario that works and copy a node over. And later we can go through and talk about what it takes to actually do that from scratch. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the exercise 2A constant scenario, which was the one with sort of the space background, and we're just going to add a third node to that scenario that talks to the space node via a TCP convergence layer. So to do that, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to copy over the entire directory that has the exercise 2A constant. So here I'm in the home directory, the .core configs NASA Ion course. So if we do an ls here, we can see here's the exercise 2A constant directory, and we'll just do cp-r exercise 2A constant, and we'll just call it exercise 1B. So that just gives us a whole copy of that. We can then cd into exercise 1B. And the one thing that we're going to do is change, this is just the name of the sort of the configuration file that specifies where the nodes are on the canvas and what the background is. We're just going to change that so that we don't get confused. So we're just going to move exercise 2A constant, and we'll just call it exercise 1b.imn. So not really part of Ion, but part of the infrastructure that is in the emulation scenarios. There's some stuff that I use to sort of tell some of the scripts what's going on. So we're going to modify the files that are needed by nodes to start that up. So we'll just do a cp-r n2 to n3. These node directories are things that get either copied or linked down into the virtual nodes when they get started up. And then the thing that we want to modify is in N3 there's a directory called link, and then there's a node params.sh. So if we just do a tree on N3, sort of the way this is structured, there are things that are linked to from the virtual node when it starts up, and there's a place for things that might get copied down there. So we're just going to edit node 3 link and this node params.sh. So this has got things like the node number and a manager. So this is the node that's going to be the manager for network management. We can leave that alone. We can still let node 1 do the managing. And I think that'll do it for there. So to create a new node, now if we go here into, this is a blank core canvas, we can open up in the Ion course, we can go to that exercise 1b directory that we created, and we'll now open up the exercise 1b.imn file. And here we have the two nodes that we had before. So the easiest thing to do is to just right-click on a node and copy it, and then you can go up here and say paste. And that makes us a new node, and it's got all of the scripts set up to start Ion. It's already configured with interfaces sort of similarly to node 2, so it's got a wireless interface that's already attached to it. If you simply make a new node by clicking up here and making a node and clicking out here in the canvas, then he comes up blank. So he's not running any of the services. It's not going to understand how to start up Ion. It doesn't have the interface attached to it. I can talk about that later, but for now we're just going to go the easy route and copy an existing node over here, and then we're going to need to go in and modify all of his configuration files in order to actually turn this into a node 3 instead of just a copy of node 2. And the start to that is we need to copy all of somebody else's configuration files and sort of we're going to use those as templates and then go modify them. So again here, if I'm in the exercise 1B directory, then I can cd into the config directory here, which has all the configuration files, and I'm just going to copy N1 Zion config to N3 Ion config, N1 Zion RC to N3 Zion RC, N1's BP, oops, copy N1's BPRC to N3's BPRC, and N1's IPNRC to N3's IPNRC. And we're going to skip the LTPRC file for now. Now we need to go in and change the config files, and this is, we'll start with just an overview of what those changes are going to be, and then I've got individual slides that walk through sort of exactly what the changes are in order to make to modify the Node 3 config files so that they work correctly.